Alright guys, back at it again. This time, I'm showing off my MCU Avengers Legends shelf. So I try to get everyone here with their face on, if that's an option with these guys. Rather than a mask, I usually have them carry their mask or helmet if they can. But these are my favorite movie figures. Now there's been more of each that have been released. Some have like an SH Figuarts figure in there or something, but I've really stopped collecting those just because I don't like the scale. Alright, the next shelf is my Marvel Legends / couple of Comic Cave figures Iron Man display. Him in his suits. 1 through 5, 6, 7 used to be like in order, then after that it's just crazy. You got Hot Rod and Mike's in there on the bottom shelf. And Igor's very cool. I got him at Comic-Con for like 65 bucks. Really like that shelf. Here's my X-Men, the animated series-esque shelf. That's kind of what I was going for here. Anyone that was on that show, I pretty much want on this shelf. Even though they made a figure of it, he's one of my favorites, is Morph. That's my Morph figure right there next to Wolverine. Morph's known as the only guy that can make Wolverine laugh. But really love these figures. Excited for new Beast, but that's a really great Beast already. So new Jubilee and Gambit. Very excited for those guys. Alright, this is my bad guy shelf. Tried to do like a Brotherhood of Evil Mutants thing, but it didn't necessarily, so it's just bad guys. If you're a baddie, you get to go on there. Got a couple Sentinels back there. I used to have 4, I traded a couple off a while ago. So this is my baddie shelf. Alright, here's my Star Wars shelf. It's a lot of Black Series, but my favorite figures are the General Grievous figures. They're Bandai model kits. And this Palpatine is a sculpture piece. I forget who made it. It's more of a recent piece. But here's like my troopers and baddies on this side. Then more of the good guys on this side. Except for Grievous. Ahsoka's back there. Kylo. That's my Vader. I really like my Star Wars shelf. It's pretty dope. Superman. This is my Superman shelf. Superman or an enemy of Superman, or a variation of Superman, this is where they go. And it's mainly DCU classics with some DC multiverse figures in there. With the one in front is my favorite. That's Superman from Dark Knight Returns. Why? Because Mattel used the same mold from their He-Man Classics line on that figure. That's a He-Man body. So if you ever wanted a custom He-Man Superman like style, that's your guy right there. And you can find him relatively cheap. And the same could be said for the Batman. That's why these two are up front and my favorite. They're on the Masters of the Universe Classics body again. And then here's my miscellaneous Batman shelf. Now the colored ones in the back, I got those off eBay a long time ago before they went on sale. They were supposed to be not even manufactured or sold, and then they eventually came out. But I got them for $3 a piece, so I got I got 5 of them for like 15 bucks shipped. And there's some Play Arts Kai figures in the back, an Immediate Com Batman. Very cool pieces. The next shelf is WWF/WWE, but this is my wrestling. I'm not into wrestling anymore, but when I was into wrestling, these were the guys that I were about. For the most part, I know somewhere later in high school I watched, some wrestling when the NWO came back around and stuff, and that kind of got me back into it. But a lot of these guys are from back in the day. My favorite, which you can't really see him too well, right there is Virgil. Why is Virgil my favorite? I like going to Comic-Cons a lot. And one of the few dudes he's there all the time. There all the time. When I was little, I got to see 2 WWF shows live. And he's one of the few dudes that slapped my hands both times. He would make sure he would go touch every fan's hand before he got into the ring. So, I thought that was super dope of him. So, now, I'll pay to get his autograph or something like that, and I'm not sure if I have any of them, but I've done it for him a few times just because he was happy and took care of me when I was younger, so I think of it as I'm hooking him up now as he gets older. So big fan of his. And yeah, this is my my wrestling collection. And oh, my Doink figure is what got me into these wrestling figures. So when he was first released is when I started collecting. I was looking for some Marvel Legends. Always admired the wrestling. I walked by and saw a Doink figure. I was like, man, they got a Doink figure. Like, okay, you guys got my attention. I'm in. Let's see what else you got. So that's what got me going on these guys. I am a sucker to Hasbro and Takara for their different molds. They'll use the same mold over and over and over again. And if it's a mold I like, then I'm that guy. If you couldn't tell by my Sub-Zero and Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat collection, I love repaints of the same mold. So I love the Lions. And then here, I'm a big fan of Hot Rod. Hot Rod's like my favorite. He's my guy. So these are all the different Hot Rod classics, mold variations. With some other rare stuff in the back there. And I think that's Death's Head because he's like an enemy. That's how he's first introduced. Hunting Hot Rod or hunting Transformers or something.
Wow, Spinator says you like Beast Wars shelf, because I own it.
Alright guys, this is my Beast Wars shelf. I love the Beast Wars. I grew up G1. Grew up watching G1 when I was little. But Beast Wars is where it's at. Story mode, you know, everything. They are great. And the Masterpiece line is doing them just justice with their figures. Dinobot back there is an amazing figure. Amazing, and he's big. Amazing figure. And next week, or next month, comes out Megatron. So excited for him. And then within the next couple months, they're releasing 2 more Mammoths. Very excited for Mammoths. They're doing a re-release of the Convoy Mammoth. And his paint's different. Eyes are different. And then they're doing an exclusive one that's all blue. Not like Ultra Mammoth here, a different blue, it's more like this type of blue. Very cool. Alright, here's my G1 shelf slash G1 movie shelf. It's not complete, it's something that needs a little bit of focus. I haven't put anything on there in a while and it's kind of got put on the backside. But here's my G1 Transformer shelf. I have all the Masterpiece. I have Masterpiece MP1 through MP like 40 something, 47, 46. Those are just all my boxed ones and in my boxed collection. These are my loose figures, mind you. So whatever figure you see, these are my loose figures. I have a whole bunch of box stuff just at a different house and a different display. And then down here, he's missing a head. So Zeta Toys, this is my attempt at a combiner shelf, Masterpiece scale. His head didn't work, so it is in the process of being sent back to Big Bad Toy. They're very awesome. Just sent them a video and they said, okay, cool, just send it in. They sent me the postage, I put it on the box, and as soon as they get it, they'll send me back one that works. So very excited. And I'm very excited to get more of these guys because a Masterpiece scale combiner is amazing. Just so awesome. Alright, back with the same mold. This is like my Seekers area. So on the top is Cyclonus. There's 3 here, 2 here of all the same mold. The Classics mold Cyclonus. And different variations of him. And then I got the old Legends right there. Those 6 guys. One of them, like, they were exclusives at conventions and stuff like that. Very hard to come by. And then I got these 3 Seekers. 1, 2, 3. Those were exclusives to, I think, BotCon. And then I got a total of 24 Seekers in back there, not including the Iron Factory ones up front. I love the Seeker mold. I love having tons of Seekers because in my view and opinion, like, the Seekers are a huge army that, you know, Starscream has. No one really knows how in-depth they are until he calls on the whole fleet, you know, and there's like 30 of them. So that's how they should be in my eyes. Here's my super deformed Transformer shelf with the movie, Wise Zhang, Optimus, and Nemesis Prime in the back, which are just amazing figures, chromed out, bling bling, so I had to put them in here. The biggest disappointment is that Fort Max. The story behind the Fort Max is there's a Japanese exclusive convention going on that they get licenses to big properties, but they're only allowed to make a very little amount of those figures. This little company got a license for Transformers to produce for one day and sell for one day, was that Fort Max, and there's Brave Max and someone else. There was 10 of each, and they were supposed to be only exclusive to Japan. That's it. Not allowed to be sold in the States or whatnot. So I got number 3 of 10. I paid like $450, $500 for him at the time. I thought he was just dope, and you know, having 3 of 10 of something for Transformers is awesome. And that's what I thought I was getting. 5-6 months later, Big Bad Toy puts up an order for him, and they sell for like $200 less than I paid for it. And they had all 3. The Fort Max one sold out fairly quickly. I'm not sure how many they made, but yeah, that was the sad one for me on that one. Is paid so much money just to have it released in the States 6 months later. Horrible. Oh well. And here are my classic Optimus Prime figures and all the variations of him. With exclusives, a cold figure lucky draw in the back, cold lucky draw. Yeah, just some like rare, hard to find figures, stuff that was done, you know, on someone's lunch break. They had the mold and plastics, and they made their own thing. So yeah, there used to be quite a few of these floating around, but the site that used to have them is down and isn't around anymore. So, all right, my last little set of figures I got on display are my Hulk Buster, my Hot Toys Hulk Buster versus Hulk. There, my Hot Toys Hulk. And yeah, really dig this figure, really like him. He's by far my biggest figure I have. He's just huge and he's heavy. He's a great piece. Oh, if you look right here, that's a Teen Groot. And there's my Soul Chogokin Dragon Zord. So, thanks for checking me out, guys. Stay tuned for more. It's coming soon. You know it is. Peace.